Alright, so I've been hearing from some students that they're having trouble using the MyApps, they're having trouble saving, um, or opening or using it. So I'm going to try to go through the assembly assignment to see, and I'm going to use MyApps rather than the version of Inventor I've installed on my desktop to see if that makes a difference. So let's see here. I'm going to go to the assignment here. Let's see, where do I need to go? I need to go to chapter 6. Here, let me expand this open. Here are all the files I need. So one thing you need to be sure to do is download all of the files. You can't open just an assembly without having the files that go into that assembly as well. So if you're just trying to download one of these things and open them, that could be a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and download them all individually. So click on the first one, and it downloads it to my downloads folder, presumably. And I'll do the same with the second, and the third. And this is actually just a Word document here. I'm going to skip that one. I'll download that one, and that one, the RAM, and the seat, and the sphere. Okay, so these have all gone probably to my downloads folder, depending on your web browser. That's probably where it got sent to. So I'm going to go to my downloads, and sure enough, there they all are. So I'm going to just take all of these, I'm going to copy them, and then go to my flash drive. Now I know a lot of you might be used to using your OneDrive or Google Drive, but what I have found is when you're dealing with MyApps, it's best to use a flash drive. So let's see here. I think I created a folder already here. Yeah, right at the top. 6.1 Assembly Spring 20. And I'll put all of those files. I need them all. Just one isn't going to be enough. I need them all. So I've downloaded them all. I've put them. I've taken them all out of the downloads folder. I put them all into a folder on my flash drive. All right, so let's try logging into MyApps. You can use the light version, but I don't recommend it. I recommend, if you're going to do it, let's do it right. So let's agree, and there we go. I think it might have already been installed on my machine. That's why it popped up so quickly. And we'll go to the apps, and right there is Inventor. Let's open that up. I'm going to pause my recording while I wait for it to open. There's no sense in recording dead space. Okay, so Inventor finally popped up. So I am inside of MyApps. I'm not using the desktop version. So I'm going to start working, and let's see. I want to let's open the assembly file. So I have to browse to where that was. That was, let's go on this PC. The removable disk. That's my flash drive. MECH 1100. Let's open up this assembly. I know that MyApps is kind of slow, and it is greatly affected by your internet speed. If you don't have great internet at home, this can definitely have a lot of lag with it and be kind of frustrating to use. Unfortunately, it may be your only option if you haven't already downloaded this onto a PC. But again, that's my recommended solution here is that you download Inventor from Autodesk, from the link I've got posted on Blackboard, and that you run it locally on your machine. MyApps will work in a pinch, but it's not the best. Okay, so I've opened up this assembly. I can go ahead and constrain some of these individual parts within this subassembly. So I'll mate the sphere, that axis, and I can mate this sphere. Oh, I forgot. Let's apply that. And then let's mate this sphere with this axis. And I can tell that it's a little bit slower than what I'm used to. But like I said, it works in a pinch. It's not the best solution, but it will do. And so, let's see, now I need to do a tangent constraint. Let's apply that. Let's do a tangent constraint here with that sphere and that edge, apply that. Okay. And then I will insert this into there. Apply that. And I can mate the axis here with that. That'll still allow that to slide in and out. Now I need to place some additional parts into this assembly. So I'm going to place the metric 8x30 bolt. I'm going to place 2 instances of them. And I also need to place the seal and the union. Okay, now I also need to create or model in place the connector. That's going to eat up quite a bit of time in my video here, so I'm not going to do that here. It should work just the same as it will in my other video I've already posted. So I'm going to pause the recording, and while it's paused, I will model the connector, and I'll resume recording when I've finished with it. Okay, as you can see, I don't have the connector modeled yet, but what I did want to point out for those of you who might be having some issues saving or opening parts is to be sure to save everything in the same location. So by default, Inventor wants to put everything in the My Documents folder. That is not where I want to put this. I want to be sure that I put this in my flash drive. So I'll go to this PC, removable disk, find my MECH 1100 folder, and here is the folder with all of my other parts. So that's where I want to save it. Okay, and now I can start creating it. So I'm gonna okay, so I may have come across an issue that some of you may have been describing. I tried to create the connector and it doesn't seem like anything happened. So let me try this again. I'm going to create connector. Click OK. Click the surface. Okay, I think I just I didn't follow it all the way through earlier. I was so concerned about the location of where I was saving it. I didn't finish the creation of this part. So now I've got my creator correct, the connector part started. I just need to place a sketch here on the surface. Project the geometry. Okay, and like I said, I don't want to use up my video time here creating this part. I've already done that in another video I have posted. So I'm going to pause my recording and resume it when the part is done. Okay, so I've got my connector made now, and it's kind of locked in place. It's got a couple constraints on it that I don't necessarily want, so I'll just delete these constraints. So now it's free to move around. All I need to do now is to assemble the rest of these parts together. But again, the purpose of this particular video is just to kind of troubleshoot MyApps and any issues with saving or opening or executing any typical commands. So if you're wanting to know how to assemble this, check out my other video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this, assemble it, and once I've got it fully assembled, I will resume the recording. Okay, so I've got everything assembled now. I've got the two end caps on, I've got the spheres in place, the connector, the bolts. The RAM is still free to move in and out as it would in its actual assembled state. And so now I am ready to save this. So I'm going to come up here and hit the save icon. It's asking if I want to also save any changes made to other assemblies or parts here, and I'm going to say yes to all and OK. And it's slow. I acknowledge that. It is a bit slow. It's not quite as responsive as it would be using a desktop version. So we wait. I'm going to pause this video while we're waiting. Alright, so I've been sitting here about 5 minutes or so, and nothing has been happening. So I started trying to investigate what's going on. I brought back up my web browser and saw my session has timed out due to inactivity. So I'm thinking that's part of the problem, so I need to log back in. And hopefully with a little luck this will allow me to save. Okay, so what I found is I actually had to go to the apps page and reopen Inventor. That actually opened up a whole new session of Inventor. But what it also did is made this file responsive again. So I just want to make sure that it actually did save. So I'm going to try saving it one more time. This time I'm going to do a save as and make sure I'm saving it in the right place. And yeah, I'll add my name onto it and save it. And I'm getting the non-responsive message again, which has me a little bit concerned. I'm also about to run out of time on this 15-minute video. So I'm going to stop this recording, save it, launch a new recording, and just to follow up and verify that I am in fact able to save this assembly that I created using MyApps.